All right, folks, we are back with another eye in the sky here. We are on the Confederate Encampment Skirmish map. This is one of those. There we go. And you can see we're actually on the target range. So for those of you who know the CSA drill camp, this is right where we are. That's where the CSA normally spawn in that camp. The right side boundary. So we're looking at the Union who come through the corn. The right side boundary, it aligns closely here with the woods. Right, so this is pretty much the border over there. The point of contention is not far at all. It's kind of around the CSA battery over there. I've played this one, the ground level, partway through once, so I'm quite new in this, but I figured at least where that battery is. We know where the Union battery is. They have the kind of a prized position here, and that they just have to get up to that hill, crest it, and then they can shoot down in a point. But that's that. When I did see this map played recently, it was those woods over there, kind of interesting woods where a majority of the action took place. You can see some of the Union, actually those are CSA. They've pushed out real far. I didn't know that there's a usable battery here. You can tell how green I am on this map. Yeah, CSA is pushed up to here. Yeah, the guns are there. The Union is coming in to push him out, and so that'll be a short-lived defense. I want to see what the boundary is. I saw action up through this barn before. Okay, so this house is out, or the right side of that house is out. The house itself seems like it's in. That shack is in, that barn is in, so I'm guessing this, yeah, this is the other boundary. So it's a small map, at least on the front side of point. Very nice looking water here. These are the things I talk about, but I can't imagine that is ever too great an attack angle unless you just skirted enough to get into the woods over there, like it looks like a group of Union are doing. While we're sitting here with the biggest group, you take a quick look at the officers. I saw Pax was on here. Okay, Krabby is now on here. And that's about it for your infantry officers, who I know. So we'll see how this goes. This is Maximus's group. And they appear to be 2 or 3v1 here in this corner. So that makes me wonder if this is, I guess, they have some support off in the distance. Is that artillery? Yeah, that's probably artillery. So this group of Union has found a way in. This is with Napoleon. You heard him. They're going to go for the guns. And if you didn't hear him, that's what he said. Yeah, you got to tell the boys to run here, because that gun is not... Yeah, you can't take a knee because they're just going to run up to you. Yeah. That's embarrassing. Wow. Well, anyways, most of the CSA gunners got away. The Union, that company pushed through. I don't know what their prize is going to be, but maybe they'll pick up some more out of lines. But anyways... All right, so we have another CSA company back here. This is all this kind of stuff. And I guess the CSA has had enough of that. And they pushed this one Union group that was in the corn off. That group down there, you can see how that's going. But with one Union company off running through CSA already, the other one pushed back. The CSA concentrates here, they'll be able to also push this Union group. I don't know if the CSA know the Union are this close. That's where the 4th Union Company is. That whole push left could have been either side. Oh, the finger gun is out. Look at that. That is a powerful finger. Man, that thing shoots real bullets. Anyways. Oh, both sides have the mythical finger guns there. Flags might want to be a little close, because at this point, you're spawning people into a firefight or a melee that's like 5 yards away from them, and they're not going to like it, and there's a better chance that you'll get caught and lose that flag. Can't tell if... I don't think any of that is CSA that's gone. Well, the CSA does have some red caps. Well, we'll see. But overall, looks like the CSA has done a good job in concentrating against the Union, who kind of...
I see 3 flags. Keep firing that forward, guys. We won that. We won that. Fire for the forward.
Alright, and the CSA has decided they're going to pursue. Well, they appear to be up slightly on tickets. We'll see how that goes. It looks like that company's going to press back here. They're going to deal with this small company that I believe is the one who ran through Union Arty. I don't believe this is going to go well, because even if the Union somehow managed to win the first wave attack, which I don't think they're going to, the CSA has at least 2 more companies who could easily flex into this, if not 3.
Get out of here. McDonald, let's go. McDonald, let's go. On me.
Well,
we're not good. We're not good. Their whole entire CSA's over there. I saw on the map. Let's go. On me. We are pulling back. Not just that, we lost both of our flags. What the fuck?
Correct. Yep. Yeah, I don't know how they lost. I guess the CSA who got in the corn, they so that PAX is leading a CSA company. Yeah, they led that. They knocked those flags down, and now they're going to give them up. But it does shut down the respawns for the moment until the Union can get them up and get them in formation. So that bleeds time off the black timer. The Union's down in tickets, as you can see. I'd be really interested to know at the end of this how the out of lines and those sorts of things went here early on. So the one company that is left, they're going to try to rally on their artillery. I guess that works. Well, you got friendlies coming in. Maybe we can get artillery their due. Knowing me, I would just time out there. And second Union company is online. Yeah, I gotta say that East Union Arty position is not bad. Unless the CSA in that battery can airburst it here, the hill in front of them will protect them from a lot. And given that the friendly infantry for the Union artillery can usually push up to this fence because they get to come from spawn through a field, should allow them to fall back to infantry if ever the CSA tried to make too much of this. But yeah, this is pretty much the map right here. And you can see that was a little long. We'll wait and see what they come up with. I want to see what the backside boundary is here on the encampment, because this is a giant hill. This angle doesn't really show it to you, but I don't know why. Well, yeah, so they can get all the way. Is this the other boundary? No way. So the Union, if they can push through, they can really push through and around, and yeah, from this hill. Not that I think anybody would really want to spend the time pushing a gun up here, but at least you'd be shooting down on everything. But I think at that point, you'd probably be out of time. Alright, so no Union were able to sneak their way into the woods over there. The CSA they have got a flag right... Oh my... Do they not know? It's 2 big CSA companies right there. It's going to go bad for that group. This would certainly be a way to get rid of that Union Arty, at least temporarily, if the CSA can push up this far. Yeah, CSA cannot be disappointed with the results.
Where I just pointed, I want you guys firing at that fence line right there.
Yeah.
The tree to the west-northwest, and
But they do have a fence, and you have the open field here. You might want to, well, oh,
Go, go, go! I want their flag!
I don't know, man. That is an authentic Civil War quote. I don't know, unless the CSA just pulled off for fun, or if they were baiting them. And I guess they felt that they could. Wow. So that gives us a reference point now. Union's down about a quarter through engaged, and so the CSA has that kind of a lead. After all that, yeah. Well, you got 2 flags there. Yeah. So that's those 2. I don't know where the other 2 companies managed to go to. This is a Union company. All right. So that's the 3rd, and I wonder if the 4th was just coming back through the corn there. But yeah, as long as the Union are in this field, I don't think that this is a good thing. I think that's why they were trying to push into the woods there and there, but we're unsuccessful. But I think so far, probably pushing through the woods over here would be their best bet. Worst comes to worst, they cap early.
Watch that fence to the right now.
Yeah. The Union couldn't go to it and stay long. But based on where the CSA is at the moment, I think the Union's way into the cookie jar, making it a little bit closer range deal, is to go through the woods here.
Go, go, go.
Close. I don't know. I see Zuovs. I don't think that necessarily means that they are shooting 42s. Let's see if I can get a look at the gun. Okay, it's not a Mississippi. And maybe we'll wait. But anyways, that's that. All right, I think we're going to go on board. This might be, is this 2 Union companies? 2 CSA ones? Or a 1v1? It's 2 CSA companies. So we have 3 Union here. That's CSA. Oh, that's the 4th Union company. Well, that was a very assertive push here. We'll see. They're going to try to fight their way through the artillery. I don't think they're going to make it. Yeah. CSA collapsed on them from everywhere. It's got to be fun to spawn into that. Nope. And if the Union was wise to that, they'd be pushing into the woods behind them, I think. But instead, they're just lining up here in the field. That animation always makes me laugh, right? It's the debris destruction one where it looked to me like it hit the field and it just sent rails flying. I mean, if ever there's a worse place to be as the Union, it's on the CSA firing range, right? With the targets where they know just where to aim at all those distances. I'm a bit puzzled. I suspect if I opened up the chat, I would be also puzzled, but at least certain questions would have been answered. But I'm not going to do that. Yeah. The CSA hanging in the trees, hanging in a fence, bleeding time off that black timer. Up at this point, almost half a morale stage. Yeah, it's going to be rough. I do wonder. Actually, I guess we know where the 4th Union Company is. They're at spawn because they just got wiped back in CSA already. Yeah, and this is a Union Company here. I do have the habit of counting the Union out when they're able to clinch it at the last moment. I don't think this is going to be that. Unless the CSA, in fact, has a lot of 42s, and they're trying to play something of a range game. That was cool. And they think they're going to get tickets back that way, but they're still in the middle of an open field. And CSA already is just going to tear them up. The CSA infantry has something of a concave. I don't know, the CSA looks like they're creeping up. I would say if the Union's making a mistake, I know it's tempting to get at them and all that other stuff, but just keep plinking their tickets away. Right, but the CSA has that kind of half moon or C-shape concave around the Union, and yeah, I mean, this would seem like the only way out of this. CSA are not going to be surprised by that. The I think this would be the 4th Union Company is now here. Huh. Yeah, I don't know that these guns are really worth fighting over. Because for the most part, you're just, what, you're going to shell the woods that are here?
Let's charge off this artillery. Gentlemen, bayonets down, charge this artillery out.
Yeah, it's the Union going taking losses. CSA's about 45% left of engaged. It is not close. CSA has 2 flags here. My guess is they'll probably just take them out of bounds rather than lose them, if they can. Yeah, it was a good charge by the Union. I suspect there's probably got to be some more CSA who are coming up to deal with this. One CSA flag did not get out. Hax has a big group. Yeah. So he reacted. Looks like they traded out of lines there, but it did knock down Hax, and so they'll have to wait for him to spawn in, but he gets a fresh 6 shots. I think the Union has, yeah, 2 flags here. CSA recovered their flag. So CSA is about to go taking losses. Got about 15% left. Was the CSA is pushing back now? I don't know if that's in response to. Let's get a little bit more centralized here. Guess CSA for some reason didn't want to get artied. I think that's the spectator shadow. It casts a weird kind of square cube shadow on the battlefield. So you see that's the Union infantry at Union artillery skirming with the CSA over there in the woods. And I don't know. Union's got to... They're still in it. They got to be a little bit nervous that they're not doing enough damage against the CSA fast enough to get them down into really last stand if that's the direction they're going to go. But maybe they have other plans. Union's gotten a little thick over here on the right, which is, yeah, if you can't make it to the woods on the left, this is the place to do it.
Form line, boys, form line. Independent fire if you see anything, boys.
I do see a CSA flag over there. Yeah. And I heard some shots over here. Yeah, that's the CSA. Oh, the CSA's got... Well, who knows who it is. It looks like a CSA. He still has 2 companies out in that field. Looks like they're either running up to shoot or thinking about charging. I guess this is a CSA company here. Oh, it is not. Well, if the Union company here kind of susses out what's up, they should push up. They can either push up on their side or they can join the group here. And they can each one claim a side of that fence and push up together. You can see the Union's getting some reinforcements at those rocks there. That'll help. All right, now they figured it out. Oh. They're gonna...
Go, Max, go! Charge out the fence! Hold right here! Ah, fuck it! Ah, fuck it, DRP, we're charging, let's go!
Yeah. Oh, so there's CSA flag over there. But on Maximus's side here, they actually have a lot more CSA in the open. And now that they've shot their shot, they're going to go in. Union has turned this around very quickly. I don't know what it's like on tickets. They were a little ways away. There's CSA are thick back here, but
Stay here, everyone charge, flag, stay here, everyone charge now.
ooh, I'm not sure if the Union with 2 flags are going to be overwhelmed by this group. You see a couple of Union went around. They're in the cookie jar. They're killing a bunch of dudes who are still trying to get their bayos and loads. That was a very nice charge by the Union. But while it was good, they're about 40% left. This is about 60%, so it's still about a fifth of a morale stage down. But considering how this started, it was much better. You have a couple CSA trickling in now. They do not want to do this. Oh, and a C... Okay, so you got a CSA company coming through here. We'll see if Napoleon and Maximus hear this, and they flex to it. Because there's potential to kill a bunch more CSA here, probably in skirmishing and out of line, and that's what they want to do. We have unfortunately missed. Oh, so they elected to get thick, which is fine. CSA here is getting very close to the Union infantry up there. I wonder if they must have 42s. I cannot imagine why else they would be doing that. I mean, if you're the CSA, just stand them off, right? You can always go for concealment and cover back in the woods, and then come up if you want to. Well, the CSA is spawning very close to here. And these guys are playing with fire here. Because the Union knows they're there. Yeah. If the Union knew what we did, they would probably push for this. They might be able to trace the kind of ants back to this opening. Hey, they shot me, so they may know what's up. You got that CSA group coming out, but it is now... It took us a while, but it's actually competitive. And that's...
Alright, move it up. Let's go. Let's go.
Not sure what happened there, but...
Copy that.
CSA are up in the cabin. That is... Alright, I think there's a CSA group behind me. I saw them coming through the camp. Yeah, there they are. And so we have Union in front of us, CSA to our left and right. And also see that CSA flag off in the distance at CSA artillery. And this is, yeah, the U.S. just keeps the pressure on each one of these CSA companies that's now kind of spread out. They can beat them down so bad that it'll take a while to respawn and get the companies healthy enough to make a matter at all. I think this I mean, they recovered their flag, but... somewhere, though, this is going very poorly for the Union. But they look like they're trying to embed themselves. That was a great shot. I suspect most of them will still get up. Even when the second one hit them, but I think the Union's trying to embed themselves near that point, so when the CSA do go breaking, they're able to just cap the point and let that be it. But, alright, the CSA's... Oh, the Union's on the backside. Oh, the CSA doesn't know how thick they are back here. But why would they? True. True. Oh. So that's the Union going breaking. CSA's got about 15-20% left. Yeah, so that's probably going to be a wipe. I don't know how strong the CSA are in that cabin. I don't want to get pulled too far out here. Alright. Wait, is that... Oh. But both sides lost their flag, but... Not sure what happened with that, Oh, so the Union did get back here, but the CSA are also back here. They're on cap. The CSA is now breaking. But the CSA are also flooding out of the woods, and the Union may well lose this flag if any of those guys on the CSA have a load. Or it's... That was a very risky shot from Union Arty. Well, it's probably Pax's group that's standing up here. CSA, I believe, have 2 flags down at the moment. And so if the Union know, this is a chance to concentrate whatever they can get. It's not really, yeah, it's not really 4 companies. Yeah. It's 3, and that, losing that is pretty backbreaking for the Union, I think, because the CSA still gets to spawn close. They're up on tickets. Union might be able to hang out in that tree line. They still have 3 flags. I mean, Union already, well, 1 out of 2 ain't terrible.
On me, right away. We should have stayed up there at the hill. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here.
Looks like maybe a couple of CSA are going to hang out in the vicinity. I'm guessing they really don't want that flag to come back, which I understand. With 12.5 minutes, though, Union is going to get it. Union Artillery probably would like some payback for the difficulties they began this map with. Nice to see we're up to almost 300 on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total. A couple of unused guns, so you know, maybe if they really know what they're doing, they might be able to pick up the rate of fire. That was still close. Union's pushing up. They're going to try to draw the CSA up. You know, right after your artillery fired, I guess that's a fine time. You can be pretty sure that, you know... Well, I was about to say that your artillery won't team kill you, but then a third shot came in. So maybe one of those other shots was from the CSA. Yeah, CSA is going to have to respond. I wonder if there... Anybody in the woods here? Nah, they're up on the hill. Pointing to earlier. Pax pulled his group off. Oh, the Union has a group that's pretty much outside of their tents. I'm surprised. The Union's not capping unless this is a case of cap isn't what you actually think it is, right? It's not right here. I would assume that holding that artillery, though, is pretty much it. But I'm guessing maybe it extends to here. I don't know. If I was not spectating, I would know more. But... Union will get into those caissons and guns and try to get healthy. And they got the tickets. If they go soon, they can do one more push. And the Union lost another flag. So that means whoever's over here is going to get concentrated against. This is a very assertive push.
Point where?
They're going to catch the Union, though, I think, out in the open without a flag. Or maybe they won't. I guess they're trying to get a surround on the two groups here. Certainly don't have to go for broke. The Union's in a bit of a rough spot. Little do those flags know Union doesn't have to start capping yet, but they do have to manage their tickets. All right, well, you know, some of that artillery is close. That's all 3 flags there. They really got to think about an exit that way. Meanwhile, that other Union company is up there. I think they're trying to get their flag back.
Hold the line. Defend the flags, defend the flags, defend the flags, boys, defend the flags.
Union's about to go final push. They're going to lose their flags. That is the absolute worst case scenario. You do not want to have to go final push and lose your flags far from spawn. So that's, yep, that's the Union going final push. They have 1 flag down there. They have another down there. They have a third right there. So they might get 1 flag out, but that will be it. They got 3.5, well, a little over 3.5 minutes, but I don't think it matters because the CSA, I don't know, 40% left to breaking. That's probably, whoa. That's what happens when you smack your mouse by accident. But I think they're kind of past the point where they can do anything about it because the map will, I believe, be over by the time those flags despawn. And so for the Union, it's all a one-way trip. They come in from spawn. You can see them. They look like little ants out there. There's kind of like this.
Yeah, it was right behind
If you're unfamiliar with this, it's kind of like this little oasis looking mound thing up here. And yeah, it might take them close to 3 minutes just to get back near point, and the CSA probably has no intention of allowing that to happen. Somehow the CSA allowed the Union to get one of their flags out. They're in pursuit. The one Union flag that was up remains up. So the Union have 2 flags together here. If they push and try to gobble up some of them out of lines, I don't even think they can put the CSA in last stand, but they got to try it. I don't know. If there's people shooting over there, they're either shooting at artillery or they're shooting at some infantry that tried to push, I would think. I'm not sure what they're doing. Alright, Union's pushing. We'll go with the CSA and we'll see what they see. So CSA does go last stand, 40 seconds on the clock. So it is not all over if the Union can get their 2 flags up. They're not even close to the 2 that are down. CSA is actually pushing them off. Now if they break through here, they're not going to break through here. So GG, it ended up being, like I said, it ended closer than I thought it would. The Union did have an opportunity there for a while. We can all come to different decisions about where it went wrong. They got that flag up, but they did not get the other one up. Oh, and then it got dropped. Well, what's it like to hit the things that you're aiming at? I've never done it, so must be fun. But yeah, I'm glad I'm more familiar with this round now, and I learned a few things. So I hope you did too. All right, let's look about those early. So the early out of formation deaths were not terrible for the attackers. They were not nearly as bad as I thought they were. I couldn't really explain, still can't really explain why they were so far behind on tickets early. It must have just been total deaths. Interesting. Not a whole lot of margin for error on that one. All right, folks, I enjoyed it. I hope you did too, and I hope to have you back for the next one.